Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to learn about a new CSS selector which is not. And we are going to learn by doing an example. So right now in front of your screen we have a code pen. In this code pen we are going to look at this first example. So here what we have is we have h1 few bunch of div and div have these classes container title big, but then we have these two divs which doesn't have this particular class, and as well as we do have a styling implemented to that class. Now the requirement is that the div which doesn't have this particular class container title big, we want a particular style there. So how we can do that? Definitely there are different ways of doing it, but what we are going to use is we are going to use not here. Why we are using not here? The reason is because of the requirement. We are saying the div which doesn't have that class, so that doesn't have, basically not have that class, that we are targeting. So that's why we are going to use the not here. So how we are going to do it, let's see. We are going to say section which has the direct child div, and we are going to use the not selector here. Here we are using the not selector by colon, starting with the colon and ending with the rounded brackets. Why? Because this is a pseudo class function, and within these round brackets we can pass argument or the list of arguments. This could be your class, ID, HTML tags, CSS selectors, attribute selectors. You can make the nested one, stack one. You can play around with the not selector definitely. So now what we are going to do is we are going to say that which condition it should not match. What I mean is that we are saying that any div which doesn't have this class, what we want? We want the background to be red and the height to be 30 px. So now what is happening is it is gonna pick the div which doesn't have this particular class. So which are those? These two. So this is gonna pick these two divs and it is gonna implement this style. Now let's look into the inspect element and see what is happening. So if you will see, this condition is coming on this div because this is not matching to this, because there is no container title tag, title big, that's why it is coming. If you are going to select the container title big element, you can see that there is no style. Okay, so this is how you use not, and this is the example of the simple argument which you are passing. Now we are going to look into the second example. In the second example, our requirement is we want all the elements to be color red, but leave only that which is the direct child of content, basically span tag, which is the direct child of the content. I will repeat. What we are going to do here is the content and service, the color of the font text here should be red, but if it is the direct child, if it is a span and it's the direct child of content and service, the color should not be red. So again the cue is should not be red. So what we are going to do is we are going to use the not selector here. And what we are going to do is like here we have done in the previous example, we passed the container title big, where we were saying that if it is not there, then that style should implement. Here what we are going to do is we are going to say that if it is not the direct child, if it is not the span which is the direct child of content in the service, the color should be red. So this is what we are gonna write in the code. So let's see. So what we are gonna do is we are gonna use is here, and we are gonna pick both classes, services. And if you doesn't know what is this is selector is, I have already made a video on this. I will leave the link in the description box so that you can see. So we are using is here, and we are picking content and service class, and then what we are going to do is we are going to use the not selector, and in the not selector we are going to pass the condition. The condition is what we are saying is that if it is not the direct child, span is not the direct child of these. So this is how we are going to write it. And what we want, if span is not the direct child of section, what we want it to do, we want the color to be red. So now if you will see, everything became red but only our direct child, which is span, that is not read anymore. And what we are gonna do is we are gonna inspect element to see what style is getting implemented. So this P is matching this statement, this condition, not the span. It is not the span and it is not the direct child of the section. So what is happening is this condition is coming here. You can see this is coming here. So this is how you use the not tag, not selector. Now talking about the browser support, the browser support of the not is very good. All the modern browsers are supporting it, but I would request you that before you decide to use in your project, I would still say that go to caniuse.com website, where you can see that what is the support of that particular element is. The reason is, the last thing you want to do is you want to start using it in your project and it is not supported in the browser where your project is required to be run. So that's why. But however, having said that, as of now, not is selected by all the modern browsers, so you are good to use it. Right now I'm using it on Safari. So yeah, so I hope this video was helpful. Thank you for watching it.